Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to color using markers and water. You need to make sure you have a cup of water, a paintbrush, and the markers that you want to use. I like to use gray for my shading, and then whatever colors you want to add to yours. So what I'm going to do first in the background, you have to determine what kind of sky you want. I mean, you could do a sunset sky, you can do in the middle of the day sky, you can do clouds and sunshine sky, however you want to do it. I think now I'm going to do like they did in the video that I showed you. They drew clouds in there, like the shape of clouds, and you probably cannot see the shape that I'm drawing right here, but you'll see it when I color around it. Just think about like the puffy clouds that look like cotton. So anywhere there's gaps in the building, you will see the clouds, okay? I don't know if I go like that. Can y'all see it at all? No? Okay. So I just did a light line drawing of the clouds. So what I'm going to do is go through and lightly color around the clouds. It doesn't have to be filled in completely, but you want to stay within the lines of the buildings. And I just went into the building a little bit on that one. Art teachers make mistakes too. All right, so I'm just going to color around this part and show you. I don't want to do the whole thing or else it'll take me forever and you'll be bored to death watching this whole video. So I've got it kind of roughly colored, okay? Then I'm going to take my brush, and I've taught you this before at the beginning of the semester about using marker. So I got my water, I got my brush, and I got my paper towel. I don't want it to have too much water, so I kind of just blot it. And I want to paint away from the buildings towards the center so that it doesn't bleed into the buildings. Try to keep that pool of water in the middle. You can also put a little bit of shadow on each. I'm using the blue to put in just a little bit of blue on the cloud. And that could just add a little bit of shadowing into the cloud. Paint away from the building. Try not to put too much water on your brush or it will bleed into the building. You don't want to leave that cloud just completely white. You want to put some shadows in it, just here and there. All right, so that's as much as I'm going to do the sky for you. So you can see how that's looking really watercolor-ish. Now I'm going to show you how to do the buildings. I like to use the gray for my shadow. So anywhere I think there should be a shadow, I'm just going to put a little bit of gray, like the underside or the three-dimensionality of the windows that I see. Okay, then I might just take a little bit, I'm going to use the side of my point and just put a couple of gray scribbles in there on my window. And then depending on what colors you want to blend, I'm using this peach. It's called Sandy Tan, I think is what it's called. Sandy Tan, yeah. And I'm just putting a little bit of that color on there, and maybe even take a little bit of the blue from the sky and blend it. See how I'm picking up some of the blue from the sky and putting it in my window? And it just gives it enough color where it's not just plain white and it looks more like glass. You can also blend a little bit of the gray to fill it in a little bit more. I'm going to pick up some more blue from my sky and blend that in. I'll show you how to do the stripes. Anywhere that I see that I can see the side of the buildings, I like to go through and make it gray. All right, make sure you do not put your marker on wet where you've wet the paper, because it'll ruin the marker. All right, so now I might take just on every other stripe on this. And then I might put my Sandy Tan. You don't have to use the same exact colors I'm using, but you do want to blend colors. I would recommend using the gray for shadowing. See how I'm still picking up some of the blue from the sky? I don't want to put the color blue right on top of it, because it'll make it just look like the sky, and I don't want that. Now you could make some of these mirrored to look like the clouds in the sky. All right, so I think I've done enough for you to know how to go from there. And like suggestions, you can do like sunset colors. You can do whatever colors you want it to look like. Okay, see y'all in the next video.